What? What are you laughing about?
I'm nervous, fool. I don't.
Why are you nervous?
Cause you got the camera on.
All right. Hi, my name is Cole Villarreal. I'm a movie lover. I watch all the, Chris Stuckman, Jeremy Johns, Schmoes Know, AMC Movie Talk, and so I decided if there's one thing YouTube needs, it's another film review show. So this is.
I'm Reagan Salisbury. That's my nephew.
Yeah, so this is my uncle. He's also an avid film lover, as you can tell by his demeanor.
I love movies.
He's really excited about this.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't like cameras.
So the first movie we're going to talk about today is Lucy, the new Luc Besson film. He's made such films as The Professional, the Arthur series, a couple other things. His track record's kind of up and down. He made a movie called The Family. Did you see that?
I saw The Family.
Yeah? Did you like that?
Family was okay.
Yeah.
It definitely wasn't good as The Professional.
I definitely think that's the best movie he has. But
yeah.
Anyways. So, Lucy, we'll start off with saying some stuff that you liked about it. I'm not even sure if you really remember that well.
I don't remember too good. It has my boo-boo in it. It has Scarlett Johansson. And, yeah, so that was good. I like that part of the movie, that she was in it. I like...
Yeah, that's what you like about the movie?
Well, I like Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman was good. He, plays a smart guy. He's a scientist. That's perfect, because he's awesome.
Yeah, well, to backtrack a little bit, I think it'd be best if whenever we start talking about a movie, we do a little synopsis really quick. So Lucy is basically about this college girl who she's partying one night and she gets mixed up with the wrong guy, and he ends up handing her over to these Asian kind of drug traffickers. They put some drugs inside of her, they explode. Turns out this drug allows you to...
inside her stomach.
Yeah, allows you to reach 100% capacity of your brain, which apparently is a scientific flaw anyways, because it's not actually true that we only use 10% of our brain, but people like to use that in sci-fi movies. So that's what this premise is. It's really, really similar to the movie Limitless, whereas that movie
with Bradley
Cooper and Robert De Niro. Now you have Scarlett Johansson and Morgan Freeman. So, I think Lucy is okay. There's definitely some flaws. The story is pretty silly. It's a very pretty movie to look at. I think it has a lot of nice visuals. Luc Besson directed it well in that light. The acting is serviceable. I still really like Scarlett Johansson, but it's definitely not her best film.
She's fine.
Yeah, she's a very, very pretty lady. So what did you like the most about it, besides Scarlett Johansson?
Morgan Freeman.
You can't so you just like actors?
No, I mean, I liked his character. He was smart. He was figuring things out, and he was able to say, I think this is going to happen, I think this is going to happen, and he was right without even knowing. His hypothesis was proven right, so that's a smart dude.
Yes?
Professor Norman, my name's Lucy. I just read all your research on the human brain. It's a little rudimentary, but you're on the right track.
Thank you.
She actually experienced it and just confirmed what he was already guessing. So, yeah, he had it all figured out.
Yeah, but I mean, from a storytelling standpoint, though, did you think that it really had a strong story? Because I didn't think it was that good narrative-wise, to be honest. I kind of thought it was...
No. She just, got all this power and started being a badass all of a sudden and reading people's minds. And then she turned into this weird prototype Black Uzi shit. Nah, man. I thought it was going to be really good, and then it just turned out to be okay. I thought it was going to be a lot better than it was.
Yeah, well, I would agree that I think... One of my biggest problems with the movie was that Lucy is not very relatable as a character because she becomes too badass too quickly. Mm-hmm. It's like
the development is
5 minutes of her being a normal person in the beginning, and then she's just a robot for the rest of the movie. Yep. That's unstoppable. And that's the other thing. I thought that
there's no opposition
had no
at all.
Stakes because she's just
running through everything.
She basically becomes this godly figure at the end where she's just running around and just throwing people in the air and just
and traveling through time and stopping time. Oh shit, no. Well, oh, I know what I liked about the movie. I really liked how it was like we have a responsibility to pass down knowledge and information to the next generation, and that was the moral of it, the point of it, and that's a good. I agree with that. That's how it should be.
Good themes, but execution was a little sloppy sometimes. All right, so we'll say spoiler alert now because I just wanted to go over. Do you like the ending when she like becomes a computer?
No.
She like shows up in the dude's phone at the end, and she's like, "I'm everywhere."
I'm everywhere, and no.
I thought that was a little played out. I thought that was pretty silly, but I mean, the film is set up as there's little timestamps of it'll show like, okay, now she's at 20%, now she's at 30%, and it's basically just a series of like. You're just waiting till the next timestamp to see what's her next power gonna be.
How much she's gonna increase, how much more badass she's gonna be.
Yeah, so that becomes the real arc, but...
The cool thing that Limitless did, that this movie didn't do, was that Bradley Cooper got the drug and reverse engineered it and figured out how to make more for himself. That's what I'd be doing. If you're depending on something and you have to have it to stabilize yourself and stay on the level you're on, then you can't just go get however much of the resource there is. You need to learn how to make it for yourself.
Yeah.
And she
well, that's the other point that I was going to say about the stakes is that the only time that I really felt like she was in danger was when she was like eating herself. Like when she's on the plane.
Yeah.
That was when I was like, okay, well now she has an actual problem. Anytime a human tried to stop her, she's just like nothing. But yeah, that scene I did like when she was all freaking out and she's disintegrating. That was cool, but. I mean, overall, I guess if I was going to give it a rating, I'd probably say 6 out of 10. What do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. It just, I don't know, it was a letdown. But
it was definitely a letdown.
Guardians of the Galaxy, on the other hand, now that movie, I didn't even want to see it. I hadn't seen the comic book, nothing like that. I don't know nothing about it. I was like, okay, whatever. My buddy got to see it a week early and told me, go check it out. You like it, take your daughter, whatever. That movie was way better than I thought it was going to be. Great movie.
Yeah.
So we're going to do that one next.
Well, that is what we're about to jump into. And see, I would say most people, I think, are in the same boat as you with the Guardians of the Galaxy are not really well known. I myself, I like to read comics. I don't know nothing about them. Even with avid comic readers, don't really know Guardians. They're pretty C-list, D-list type property for Marvel. And so this was kind of their first big risk that wise because, like, everybody knows, like, kind of like you've heard of Iron Man before, you've heard of Captain America. Nobody knows what the hell is going on with this. So this was a brand new thing, and Guardians of the Galaxy is basically just about these 5 characters. They're all misfits and loners, and they've all suffered from tragedies, and they come together through a series of events, and then it's just about them ultimately protecting the galaxy from another evil force. But yeah, I would say Guardians is definitely one of the biggest surprises of the year for me so far, because, you know, I watch a lot of movies. I watch more movies than you do, probably.
Yeah.
And I thought that it was awesome. So you can go ahead and tell me what you thought when you were watching Guardians.
Okay.
Positive.
Best thing about the movie is the dynamic between the 5 characters. They're all very unique, and they're all likable in their own different way. You know, you like them for different reasons, and they complement each other, and they contrast each other. But it's a nice mix to see them bounce off of each other and talk shit and play around, and it's fun. It's fun to watch them at their best and at their worst, and they need each other, and you can't help but cheer for them when you're watching it. You just want them to succeed, whatever it is they're doing.
Drax, aka the Destroyer. Since his wife and family were killed, he's been on a rampage across the galaxy in his search for vengeance. Gamora, soldier, assassin, wanted on over a dozen counts of murder. Rocket, wanted on over 50 charges of vehicular theft and escape from lockup.
What the hell?
Groot has been traveling recently as Rocket's personal houseplant / muscle. Peter Jason Quill. He's also known as Star-Lord.
Who calls him that?
Himself, mostly.
He's wanted largely on charges of minor assault, public intoxication, and fraud.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know how this machine worked.
I would definitely say that it's a really fun movie, which is becoming more and more rare these days. feel like whenever you watch like Man of Steel, for instance, I thought it was just so depressing. Like you don't really get to have this fun.
Yeah, it's not fun. I liked it, but yeah, there's nothing. Like you said, it's an adventure.
Yeah. So a lot of people, which I'm younger, so I don't really grow up this way, but I'm hearing a lot of adults are likening it to like whenever they would go see Star Wars as a kid. Like it's kind of recapturing that. So I think that's cool.
Because you got a team and yeah.
But yeah, no, I would say that's definitely the strongest aspect of Guardians of the Galaxy is watching the 5 main leads come together, and they're just. The action is good in that movie. I almost like more scenes where they were just standing around talking to each other. I thought they were really funny. That's the other thing. It has a lot of comedy. It was good. And that, like, James Gunn, who directed it, he's directed a lot of other weird indie movies. This one called Super, where the guy, Rainn Wilson, plays Dwight on The Office. He's like a super. It's kind of like Kick-Ass. Like, it's like a regular guy superhero trying to become a superhero. Yeah, but it's really cool. You should watch that movie. But anyways, yeah, no, that's what I liked about it. When I hear people talk about the negatives as far as Guardians is concerned, a lot of people
like what?
didn't they thought Ronan wasn't a very good villain. He didn't bother me.
Oh.
I didn't think he...
Shit, I thought he was a great villain. He had the face paint. He had fucking blood going all everywhere. Shit, he was scary as hell. Big ass fucking hammer.
Yeah. I could see where somebody says he might have been underdeveloped. Honestly, I didn't really care about him that much because to me the movie is not about him. It's about
you gotta have a good villain, but I thought he was a good villain.
Yeah. I mean, there have definitely been better villains. I think Loki from Thor is better, even though I don't like Thor as much as the Guardians. But yeah, Ronan was fine, and I thought it was really cool that they finally showed Thanos, and he was floating up there in his chair. I don't know if you really know him, but he's like the big ultimate threat that they're working up to. So that was cool. Another thing I hear people complaining about is that there's this term, I don't know if you heard of it, it's called like a MacGuffin, where it's just like an object that just serves as a plot device, which kind of the whole movie revolves around they're trying to get that stone. Yeah. And it's just like there so that way there can be something that they have to stop. But that didn't bother me either. I thought that was fine. Do you think that's a sloppy device, or did you think,
when we got to the end of the movie, it's like, okay, so what, it's like obsolete. They just gave it to them and they locked it up, and I thought either they were going to use it to beat something.
Well, spoiler alert, it's okay, I'll put it up before that, but yeah.
Or they were going to sell it and make a bunch of money and use that to do something. It became, the whole movie, it is surrounded around this one thing, and at the end of the movie, it doesn't even matter anymore. It's like it could have been used for bad, but it didn't, and they stopped it from being used for bad. But it was kind of like that's it. That's all that's gonna happen with it.
Yeah. So well, I mean, they finally got around to explaining kind of where all these stones are coming from. Like they had the Tesseract in the Avengers, and it shows that at one point, and they had another stone, I think, in one of the Thor movies. And the Collector kind of says, this is blah, blah, blah.
It gives a good explanation. There's these 6 different stones or whatever. Yeah.
But I did also like how they used a line of dialogue from Rocket to kind of just be like, who gives a shit? Because Rocket comes in and he's
Rocket
like, I don't care about
the whole movie, man.
I don't care about any of this, man. And I was like, yeah, that's probably what a lot of people are thinking right now. Because that to me was definitely the scene where it slowed down the most. Was all of a sudden this guy's like, there are these 6 stones and the world was just created like this, and Rocket's like, I don't care. Let's just get on with it. But and yeah, as far as that goes, I think that Rocket Raccoon may be my favorite performance from Bradley Cooper ever, because I really, really like Rocket. I think he's awesome.
Yeah, he's a badass. I thought, man, this fucking talking raccoon, that's like some childish shit. It's gonna be a stupid character. He's a badass. He's his personality, not like he shoots shit and blows shit up, which he does
he does that too, but yeah.
But he's like, your wife and kid died. Boo-hoo, get the fuck over it. We got shit to do. Like, damn, this dude is cold. He don't give a fuck. He's pretty
cold. He's definitely hurting.
I think my favorite character is Groot, man, because, I
was just about to ask you what your favorite one was. Yeah.
Groot saved their ass a lot of different times, man. he did so many different things. He made light for them, and he covered them all up and protected them, and they fucking climbed up him, and he started whooping ass. As soon as they got into prison, it's like, bam, start whooping ass, and then Rocket's like, all right, this is how it's gonna be. Groot paved the way. The whole fucking movie, he kept doing badass shit.
Yeah.
And the fact that he don't talk was better because he could just make a little look on his face and it said everything, all this emotion, all this expression without even having to talk. That's
Again,
a cool
spoilers,
character.
but yeah, one of my favorite parts of the movie was definitely when at the very end he gets all those guys and then he turns and he just looks at the camera and he smiles.
Yeah.
After he killed all those dudes. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Did you stay after the credits?
Yeah, I seen that.
Okay, so what did you think about that? Just quick, what do you think about Howard the Duck showing up?
I don't know nothing about Howard the Duck. Jimmy had to tell me about Howard he was like, yeah, that's this old goofy comic, and I was like, oh, I just thought it was a fucking duck.
Yeah, no, he's another really, really obscure Marvel property, which I thought it was cool that they threw him in at the end, because I mean, if you're gonna do that, you should do that with the Guardians.
And I saw it said Howard the Duck created by whatever, but I didn't know. I don't know what that is. So
yeah, and they also, I think it was George Lucas made a Howard the Duck movie. And
yeah, he was saying there was an old movie and that the movie sucked too.
That's apparently really terrible. I've never seen it, but so that was fine. A lot of people were disappointed because it's the last Marvel movie before Avengers 2 comes out, so they were thinking the end of the credit scene was going to be like a big deal.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a big deal.
Because the last time, like on the last, what am I trying to say, phase of Marvel, the one before the Avengers was Captain America, and after the credits of Captain America, they showed the trailer for the Avengers. That was the first time anybody had seen it. So they thought there was going to be some setup for Avengers 2
big old
in this
epic,
one, but there wasn't. So I guess I could get why that was kind of let down, but it didn't bother me.
How about the music? Man, I like the music.
I would agree. I think the soundtrack.
Well, say he hooked on the feeling, man.
Was perfect. Definitely one of the best things about it.
That shit I like that old music in there.
They call themselves the Guardians of the Galaxy.
What a bunch of a-holes.
Hooked on a feeling. I'm high on believing that you're in love with me. I'm hooked on a feeling.
And it played in. I like how they kind of made it a part of the story too. He was talking about that's how he had his connection with his mom. Was
Hell
all
yeah.
this old music and
he's got a great story, and that's what part of what they leave you with. You're like, okay, so who's his dad? You know, they mention his dad, and it's just kind of barely in there
at the end. Well, yeah, that's a setup for the next one.
They're setting it up. You're like, okay, what's that all about? That's a whole nother. They just left us hanging. So they definitely keep you interested throughout the movie, and then when it's over, you want more. So. A good movie.
So Guardians, I'd say 9 out of 10. It's one of my favorites of the year so far. You can give it. Yeah.
I ain't seen a movie in a while that I liked that much where I was just like, damn. Especially.
I would agree.
Oh, you know what? No, I take that back. The last X-Men. What is that?
Oh, Days of Future Past is very good.
Those are on the level. It's a different type of movie, but
I'm not sure. I would probably agree with that as well. I'd say they're about the same, because I don't know which one I like more. I wouldn't be able to say that right now, but Guardians, if you've seen Days of Future Past and you like that, then yeah, Guardians on par for sure. And the last thing that we wanted to talk about in this episode, for whatever reason, you said you wanted to discuss the 50 Shades of Grey trailer.
Oh, yeah, I'll tell you why, because there's so much hype on several different, both sides of this argument. It's like, oh, it's so nasty and provocative. I didn't think the trailer was that bad at all. I thought it was going to be nastier than that.
Yeah, but then again, it is the first trailer. I think.
But they're already freaking out, like, oh, you can't show that. Like, what did they even show? They didn't even show nothing.
No, I'm trying
compared to what's in the book.
At the very end, there's the music drop that they do in all these trailers nowadays, and then it shows there's a couple of shots of he has like whips and chains or something, like real quick cuts.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to a shot of her head and she's all reclined or whatever, and then it's like 50 shit. I didn't think it was that bad, like
just looked like people having some sex, you know what I'm saying, and loving that shit. That's what it looked like to me. I mean, and it wasn't even showing like sex. It's just like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I know it's hyped up, and if you're a dude and you're like, this shit is kind of weak, you may not like it. You may not like it too much, but it's probably worth seeing if anything like the book. I've only read the first book, but I liked it. It was okay, and kind of gives you some insight to what's going on inside a woman's head. So that's what I'm looking forward to see how much of that they incorporate into the movie.
Well, I mean, it just got released in the news the other day that the 50 Shades of Grey trailer now holds the record for the most times any trailer has been viewed within its first week. So apparently,
well, you know why?
Up on the internet, it's very popular. I'm sure plenty of people have already seen the trailer.
It's a whole bunch of women at home, and their man's going, and they're watching the trailer, and they're loving that. Oh God, and they're just loving it, and they're just looking at it over and over again.
Well, I mean,
just like same people read the book.
Couldn't they just read the book though, if that's what they really wanted?
I mean, reading a book take a lot longer than just looking at a trailer and seeing some beautiful sex in front of your face or whatever. Yeah. That's not even that bad of sex.
I guess. Yeah, you just sound disappointed by the trailer.
Yeah, like this ain't. I mean,
what do you expect them to show? You can't show whatever you want in a trailer.
I don't know.
I mean, what's gonna happen is they'll release a Red Band trailer, which I don't even know. If
it sounded like Beyonce was having more fun, like she was having sex with herself, singing that song.
The new mix.
Like, damn, chill out, Beyonce. Shit.
Yeah, well, like I said, I'm sure they'll release a Red Band trailer for this one, of course, and then it'll have whatever it is you're trying to see. I'm sure it'll show them actually having sex or something.
Or something.
And there you go. So he'll be there day one. I don't know if I will, but
I don't know if I'll be there. Yeah, because my wife, she's into it too, and that's another thing. If you got a wife or a girlfriend that's into that shit, you might as well you're gonna see it anyway. So just
So look forward to that.
Yeah, I mean it ain't that bad. It ain't gonna be that bad.
All right. Well, that'll about wrap it up for now. I don't know what we're gonna call this, so we'll come up with a show name later. But that's it for episode 1. Got it.
Peace.